Hello and welcome to the Premier League Invitational. I'm Adam Smith, and as always, I will be joined by Joe Thompson and Harry Panera as we try to find out who is the ultimate FIFA 20 player in the Premier League. What a tournament we've witnessed so far. We're on day 3, going into game 3. Joe, 2 big matches still to come today, mate.
Yeah, 2 big games. We've seen 18 goals already scored in the first 2 games today. But just a reminder for everybody watching this, please do stay home and save lives. It's very important right now. And the prize fund from this Premier League Invitational tournament is going to be donated towards the Players Together initiative too. So that's great to see. Let's have a reminder, though, of what games you've got coming up this afternoon. Next up, you can see Brighton versus Bournemouth. These two already played once to qualify for the round of 16. It's Neal Maupay versus Philip Bieling. And the other game, we'll see our final celebrity player, Josh Franceschi, taking on Dwight McNeil in Arsenal versus Burnley. 2 epic games to come. We've seen so many goals today, Smithy. If people have missed everything, though, maybe they're joining us for the first time, do you want to just give them an explainer of the rules?
Yes, I will do. These are the all-important rules you need to be aware of. The EPL Invitational is a straight knockout tournament. You lose 1 game, that is your tournament over. Simple as that. There is just 1 single game per round. Every Premier League club is represented either by a player from their squad or a celebrity fan. And we can show you the in-game rules as well. 2 6-minute halves. In the event of a draw, golden goal will be used to determine the winner. We still haven't seen golden goal used at any point in the tournament so far. And all the players, 85 rated Premier League squads in kickoff mode, Joe.
Yeah, of course, we can see the draw now then, the games that happened yesterday. Manchester United crashing out to Trent Alexander-Arnold's Liverpool 5-1. Moussa Sissoko slipping to a last-minute Christian Atsu goal as they lost 2-1. Andre Gomez, one of the surprise packages of the tournament, an 8-0 victor over Chelsea's Reece James. That got everybody talking online, didn't it? Raheem Sterling beat Wilfried Zaha 5-4 in a very close game. Today, we saw Diogo Jota put in one of the most outstanding performances we've seen over the course of the last 3 days as he ran out 8-2 victor over Wilfred Ndidi. Last match saw tournament favourite Todd Cantwell crash out to the relatively unknown quantity Lys Mousset in a bit of a shock. And now you're about to see, of course, Brighton, Bournemouth, and then this afternoon, Arsenal versus Burnley. These guys have already played 1 game. So we know sort of what to expect. We saw their style of play on Tuesday as they qualified for this last 16 round, Smithy.
Yeah, and importantly, Joe, we've seen every single player now play 1 game. So we are going to see for the first time, the second time we've seen some players in action with our next game. So it'll be very interesting to see how their styles change going into new games, whether they change tactics, stick with what we know. But as I said earlier, it is day 3 and it is our 3rd game we're currently at. So if you've missed any of the action today, you have missed, quite simply, some of the best FIFA action we've witnessed all tournament. The first game was Diogo Jota representing Wolves going up against Wilfred Ndidi against Leicester. 2 players playing very well this season in the Premier League, of course. And it was very tight at the 25th minute mark, 1-1. But then following this, Diogo Jota sailed into the lead. Very confident, very calm. Didn't see much celebrations, didn't give away anything in terms of tactics. But he was the man playing with himself. Diogo Jota in game, playing particularly well with the armband on. Diogo Jota scoring with Diogo Jota. Wilfred Ndidi did get back into it briefly, 6-2, but it did look a stretch even at that point. The goal of the game coming in the 70th minute, that one. And then we saw the link-up play between Jota and Jimenez that we've seen all year in the Premier League come to fruition. It came to fruition on the game of FIFA as well. 8-2 win, Wolves advance to the next round. Our second game saw tournament favourite Todd Cantwell represent Norwich going up against Lys Mousset of Sheffield United. Todd very animated, but Lys Mousset taking the lead. Todd then getting back into the game and taking an early lead in the second half after making some tactical changes in that game. But from that moment on, it was all Lys Mousset. Lys Mousset played down his chances, didn't pick himself up at all as a FIFA player. We all thought this was going to be one-way traffic for Todd Cantwell. It wasn't at all. This is one of the best tactical displays we've seen all tournament. And Lys Mousset ended up winning this match by 6-2. So, Joe, real upset that we saw in match 2.
Yeah, 100%. That competition between Todd Cantwell and Lys Mousset, seeing Lys Mousset go through, but he's going to have to play Diogo Jota, one of the most outstanding competitors we've seen so far this tournament. This whole side of the draw is absolutely stacked. Neal Maupay and Philip Billing as well, two brilliant FIFA players. And let's not forget about Dwight McNeil or Josh Franceschi, either our last celebrity player. I can't wait for the next couple of games anyway, Smiths.
No, and I'm pleased to say that both our players are here now, so I'm going to speak to Neal first. Neal, it's Smithy. Can you hear me? And how excited are you going into your second game of the tournament?
Hi everyone. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward for this game, and I know I'm playing a good player, so it's going to be a fun game.
Now, you started the tournament very strongly. 6-1 victories, a very comfortable victory for you in the first round. A lot of people talking you up as potentially one of the people that can go all the way in this tournament. How do you see it?
It's hard to say because we don't know each other level on FIFA. So I've played a pretty good first game, but I'm playing good player. So it's only a knockout game, so everything can happen.
And we've been chatting to all the players throughout this tournament. What's interesting is a lot of the players are saying that they don't know anything about their opposition. But obviously now, because we're at the latter stages of the tournament, you've had the opportunity to watch Philip Billing, who was very impressive in his first game, winning 4-0, of course.
Yeah, I have watched him against Southampton the other day. He's a good player. He knows how to play FIFA. So it's going to be hard for me, but I'm ready for it and I'm excited.
There we go. Love that. Excited and ready. Neal, all the best. Thank you very much for joining us. It should be a cracking game, this one, Joe.
Yes, indeed. And I believe we can hear from his opponent now as well. Philip, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Philip, you ran out 4-0 victory in the first game against Southampton. Are you going to change anything before you play Brighton?
Well, maybe trying to be a bit better defensively, because last game I gave a few chances away. So he's a good player from what I've heard. I have to be on my game, especially defensively.
Yeah, exactly. How competitive are you going to be taking this game? We heard earlier in the tournament Neal saying that he really wants to win it. Are you desperate to win this tournament too?
Yeah, man. I'm always, whatever I play, I'm competitive. Wins FIFA, whatever it is, then I'm a sore loser. So I'm going to do everything I can to win for sure.
And did you manage to catch Neal Maupay's game in the first game? Have you seen any of the footage of him play? Do you know what to expect?
I only saw a few highlights. Obviously, he knows how to play. Passes the ball around a bit like myself. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. There we go then, Smithy. Two very evenly matched players, I think.
Yeah, very tough one to call. Guys, I know that you enjoyed this last time we both did it. Before we get into the game, we're going to have a little bit of a quiz. So, Neal, as the home player, you're up first. Going to ask you 3 questions about FIFA 20, just a bit of fun, see how you get on. Philip, then I'll ask you 3 questions. So, Neal, your first 3 questions coming up now. Who do you think has the highest strength according to FIFA 20? Dan Burn or Nathan Ake?
I would say Nathan Ake.
Incorrect. Ake 78, Burn 89. So it is Burn that takes it. Yeah, Ooh. There we go. Next one. Who do you think has better passing? Once again, of course, according to FIFA 20, Pascal Gross or Aaron Moy?
Aaron Moy.
I hate to tell you it's wrong again. Moy 77, Gross 82. A tough question because we've done this already.
The other day was only luck for me.
Because we've done it already, obviously the questions get tougher. The further you progress in this tournament, the tougher the questions will get. Last one, to get one on the board. Who has better long shots, Leandro Trossard or Philip Billing? So better long shots according to FIFA 20.
I wanted to say Leandro Trossard, but I'm always wrong, so I'm going to say Philip Billing.
You should have stuck with your original one because it is Trossard, 85. Neal, I'm sorry to do this to you. It's a big game, but that is 0 out of 3, Neal. Are you a bit gutted about that?
Oh, it's just the quiz. I'd rather lose the quiz and win the game, so it's fine.
Well said. Right, Philip, on to you. 3 quick questions. You only need to get 1 right. First up, which player has the better physical, Jefferson Lerma or Lewis Dunk?
Dunk.
Lewis Dunk, 77. Jefferson Lerma 80, so it is wrong. The answer is Jefferson Lerma. So we're still alive in this quiz, Neil, which is interesting. Right. Who has the better shot power, yourself or your opponent, Neal Maupay?
Shot power, maybe. Neal Maupay, I think, maybe.
Maupay 74, Bieling 84, wrong again. So this is going right down to the wire. It's all on this last question, and the question that you need to get right, Philip. Loving this. Who has the better shooting in the Bournemouth team? Is it Callum Wilson or Josh King, according to FIFA 20?
Callum Wilson.
Wilson 78, Josh King 79. It's incorrect, which means you both scored 0 out of 3, and it's our first draw that we've had. So Neil, you can't be separated on the quiz. Is this what we expect to see in the game?
Crazy.
How close is it going to be?
Maybe you have one more question for both of us.
So that is it. It is a draw. No, we don't have a tiebreak question because it is a draw. We want to get straight into the game. The viewers want to see it. They can't be separated. It is 0-0. So best of luck in the game, guys. It's set to be a cracker. Harry,
Thank you.
We couldn't separate them, mate.
Yeah, we couldn't separate them for the quiz. Hopefully, we'll be able to separate them on the pitch. This is probably going to be one of the best games of the tournament so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this game goes. Joe, what do you think about this game so far?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game to start, to be honest with you. They've got very similar styles. We obviously watched both teams absolutely hammer their opposition in the round before this to qualify for the last 16. Neal Maupay breezing past McGinn very, very easily. And Philip Bieling smashing Angus Gunn 4-0. No particular surprise there. We heard both of these guys have very, very strong pedigree. We spoke to Neil earlier in the season, didn't we? Plays a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team. Philip Bieling obviously has played tournaments in the past, and we are underway here then. Brighton versus Bournemouth for a chance to qualify for the quarterfinal to face either Arsenal or Burnley. Neal Maupay getting on the attack very early, looking to get to the byline and pass intricately into the box as we saw him do in the first game. We know these are very serious players, both used to play an Ultimate Team. Here's a chance for Maupay.
Oh, what a goal!
3 minutes into the game. What a goal. Top corner. Glenn Murray yet again effective for Neal Maupay, Harry.
Oh, what a finish. I could always tell when a player is very, very close to scoring a goal. He's very intricate inside the box. Use a nice drag back, and it's an amazing goal, 1-0.
Yeah, Neil spoke earlier we spoke earlier to Neil, didn't we, about how good Glenn Murray is on this 85 rated mode. Neil's very used to playing Ultimate Team, so it is slightly different with this mode. We saw Todd Cantwell struggle to adapt. He obviously plays a lot of Ultimate Team as well. And Neil, I think, could well be one of the favourites for the overall competition. Earlier in the season, he was telling us in a different shoot we were doing for Making It Pro about how much FIFA he plays, how much he enjoys it. And we can see he's laid down his cards early here, Smithy.
Yeah, it's a great start for Neal Maupay. This is one of the games that we struggled to predict a winner for, quite simply because both were so dominant in both their opening games. Neal Maupay beating John McGinn 6-1, Philip Bieling beating Angus Gunn 4-0. So both very dominant in their opening fixtures. And it's interesting to see that we're at a stage now where the players are watching each other's games very closely, because we know that they can all see how their opponents are going to get on. Every single player has played now, so we've got a good indication of who is likely to be our standout players, and it's set to be a fascinating game. But Neal Maupay dominating, has to be said, Joe, early on, 11 minutes in, 1-0 on the clock, but getting a lot of possession in this game so far.
Yeah, those short, intricate passes around the edge of the area that have become such a staple of his play, such a staple of top FIFA players' play this season, are really on show. Philip Bieling just looking to get a foothold in the game at the moment, utilise some of the pace he's got going forward from the likes of Wilson and King. But at the moment, this game is quite a cagey affair, I'd say, Harry.
Very cagey. I think it's very difficult for Philip to get through Neal's defence. He's set up very, very good. He's actually defending with attackers as well. So similar to like how Pep managed that amazing Barcelona team, but still very early. We've seen what Philip can do in his last game, so maybe we can see some of that in this game. But very strong start from Neal, Joe. Very, very strong.
Yeah, of course, both of these teams have already met each other twice in the Premier League. Brighton winning once, Bournemouth winning once, so not much to separate them there, and not much to separate them on FIFA either. 1-0 at the moment to Neal Maupay, and the winner of this would go through to face either Dwight McNeil or Josh Franceschi. Here's a chance for Philip Billing, though, up the other end. Could be a goal, is a goal. Bournemouth 1, Brighton 1, Smithy.
Yeah, what a game we are witnessing. And it's Philip Billing scoring with Philip Billing. We saw him do that in his first game. Philip Billing was very effective for himself, and he's done it again to get back into this. This is going to be a very tight game. And just to reiterate, if this game does end as a draw, we will go to golden goal. And we haven't seen a golden goal used at any stage in this tournament so far, Joe. You've mentioned that these two have met in the Premier League. Brighton winning 2-0 at home and Bournemouth winning 3-1 at home in the Premier League. So they couldn't really be separated. Maupay, interestingly, did get the assist for Yakumbash in that home game that they won. So not a lot in it for them both when they've played each other in the Premier League, and not a lot in it in this game either. That is a big goal for Philip Billing.
Yeah, a very big goal indeed. Neal Maupay, of course, already got 8 in the Premier League this season, and he got another 6 on his opening game against John McGinn of Aston Villa in the EPL Invitational. Philip Billing did get 4 of his own, so 2 exceptionally good players going forward. Philip, one of just 2 players to have kept a clean sheet as well in the tournament, so we're expecting a lot of his defence. Having said that, though, Neil was 5 or 6-0 up, and John McGinn got a kind of consolation goal, I think it's fair to call it.
Yeah, John McGinn actually did okay in the second half. We remember he did change. He made 3 substitutions and changed his tactics a little bit, and did score the opening goal of the second half. Although Neal Maupay, in the end, ran out comfortable 6-1 winners. But Philip Billing with our first clean sheet of the tournament, as you alluded to. So defence is a strong part of Philip's game, and he did say in the build-up he wanted to make his defence even better, because despite the fact he did keep a clean sheet against Angus Gunn, he was unhappy with some of his work defensively. So it goes to show the high standards that he does for himself. A lot of passing going on between Neal Maupay here in the build-up to this, Joe.
Yeah, look at this build-up play. It's unbelievable build-up play. Just struggling to find the final pass through the lines, though. Pick Philip Billing's excellent defence apart. He talked about in the pre-match interview how he was looking to improve on his defensive performance in the first game. And in that first game, he kept a clean sheet. So if he can limit Neal Maupay to outside of the box shooting, he'll be a happy man today. But at the moment, it's all Neal Maupay on the ball, just looking to find that opening, looking to pick a tidy little pass through. Here's a chance for Glenn Murray, and it will be another goal, 2-1 to Brighton. Neil, just talk to us about Glenn Murray in this game mode, because he is so effective, isn't he?
Mate, Glenn Murray in this mod is so good. He's big, he's strong, he's got good finishing, so yeah, I like him.
There we can see, Smithy, just what a difference 85 mode makes compared to the likes of Ultimate Team.
Yeah, it's a great shout, Joe. It does make a big difference. A lot of players have alluded to the fact, of course, they're all playing as their own team, but 85 mode does change the elements to a lot of the game. And Neal Maupay, who we saw previously doing very well with Glenn Murray in the first round, once again, Glenn Murray scoring twice in this match. So Glenn Murray's been very effective for Brighton and Hove Albion in this tournament as they go down the other end. A bit of a chance. Harry, I want to bring you into it because I'm intrigued to know, as I said, this is the first matchup where we've seen players playing twice. What do the fans say? I know you've been looking at the fans' comments. Who do they see as the favourite in this match, Neil or Philip?
Yeah, a lot of the fans are commenting on how amazingly Neil can keep the ball, basically, because it actually has been all him possession-wise. Very patient player, so a lot of the fans are very adamant of his approach. But Philip Billing is looking like he has got a clinical edge to him. So I think it's a thing, if he does get any chances, he's going to be able to take them. But very, very, very cagey affair. 2 of arguably the best players we've seen play in this tournament. So very intrigued to see the second half, as are the fans as well, Joe.
Yeah, we are approaching the second half, and there's going to be a late chance for Brighton, but it's not enough, and I think that will be half-time. Brighton 2, Bournemouth 1. Philip, you're currently behind. Are you going to change anything second half?
Yeah, man. It's very good possession. But now, man, just hopefully keep trying to defend. He's a good player, like I said, so if I get a chance, I have to take it.
And Neil, you're obviously leading at the break. Are you going to change any tactics, or are you just going to keep it the same?
I'm not sure. When he's got the ball, I'm in danger because he keeps the ball like me. I'm pretty happy with my formation, so I just need to keep going. And yeah.
Yeah, very impressive performance. We're ready to start the second half whenever you guys are, if you're making any changes. Smithy, 68% possession. 68% possession first half for Neal Maupay. That's really making a difference, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of Neal's game. We saw particularly one of the moments there towards the end of the first half, so much build-up. I mean, if that had gone in, that chance, the amount of passes, it would have been a record amount of passes for a goal in this tournament without doubt, because he's very, very good, very composed on the ball. And Philip alluded to that in his chat there at halftime, how good Neal is on the ball. I don't expect Neal to change anything at the minute because he has dominated possession so much. Okay, it's only 2-1, but I can't imagine him changing too much as things stand because he does look fairly comfortable. But for the viewers, Joe, it is very well poised. Just the one goal still in it as Neal Maupay goes on the attack again.
Yeah, one of the tightest games we've seen so far in this EPL Invitational tournament. Of course, the winner of this game will go through to face either Dwight McNeil or Josh Franceschi. You can see that game this afternoon. It will follow this match, but we've still got 40 minutes. And at the moment, it will be Neal Maupay go through. A chance for Billings. Brilliant interplay. Coming inside from Philip Billing. One-touch passing, Harry Pinero.
That was an absolutely amazing finish from Callum Wilson as well. He's actually come to the camera to give it a kiss. This has been a very, very, very good game. Two amazing players going at it right now. And I did say earlier, it's going to be a game of who can actually take the chances. And it's been great. Great goal, Joe.
Yeah, indeed. I think it will come down to who can take their chances because the game is so evenly poised. Neal Maupay's patient build-up. The most patient player we've seen in this tournament, I think it's fair to say, alongside maybe Diogo Jota. Whereas Philip Billing, his defence is very good. It's hard to break him down, despite the amount of possession Neal had in that first half, 68%. Did struggle to create an awful lot of clear-cut opportunities. This game is on a knife edge, Smithy.
Yeah, it is really, really close. It's a tough one to call. Neal Maupay, as we said, dominating possession in this match. But Philip, very, very clinical, and he's worked on his game defensively as well. It's going to be fascinating to see how this one unfolds. And this is a very, very tough side of the draw. As you said, Diogo Jota going up against Neal Maupay, two of the standout performers on this side. And then the winner of this match will take on either Dwight McNeil, who looks a very, very comfortable player, or Josh Franceschi as well. So a very tough side to the draw here. And what's interesting now, it throws a different dynamic because we've seen every player play at least once, Joe, or every player play once at this stage. This is the first game in which players are playing twice. It's interesting that players are now watching and analysing what their opponents are doing, and we might see some changes going forward, Joe. So it'll be interesting to see how the tactics change from now on in this tournament.
Yeah, we can see the players using the in-game tweaks to their advantage. Neal Maupay, even patient in defending, not looking to push too high because those passes are dangerous through the box. There's a chance. And it just loops over. Fantastic block by the Brighton defender. This game is just so hard to call. I think it might be the tightest game we've had so far. Probably the best in terms of actual FIFA ability. Both of these players have played a lot of FIFA in the past, of course. Philip Billing has played in tournaments. He played in the State Intertoto Cup, didn't he? And Neal Maupay has played hundreds of games of Ultimate Team, plays that game mode an awful lot. Two very, very good contenders here. Bournemouth just looking to push forward at the moment. Here's a chance. But you can see that slow build-up play being put into action yet again. It's very hard to pick passes between the lines at this level. Chance for Bournemouth here, but brilliant defending by Neal Maupay.
Yeah, great defending once again, Joe. And it'll be interesting to see now if anyone makes any changes at all. 70 minutes on the clock. And as we said, it will go to golden goal, which we haven't seen at any stage of the tournament so far. That will be if the scores are level after 90 minutes. So potentially another exciting element in this game, Harry, if someone cannot find a late winner.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that can't happen because it's been very, very tight. There's genuinely nothing between these two players. And I think each player has adopted a whole, staying back approach when it comes to the opposition attacking, just so they don't leave any spaces open, which clearly shows how serious they're taking it. Very, very good. I agree with you, Smithy. In terms of the two games we've seen today, this has been probably the most attacking, but also defending game that we've seen. So very, very good game, Smith.
Yeah, and I think we were saying what the closest game has been so far. Closest match we've probably witnessed in this tournament was Moussa Sissoko of Spurs against Christian Atsu of Newcastle. That game was 1-1 going into the 88th minute mark. And Atsu scoring a late winner. So that's the closest game we've witnessed so far. But in terms of the ability of both players, I think this one just pips it because nothing separating them. 2-2 as Neal Maupay looks to continue that passing game. But once again, Joe, Philip Billing, very, very good at the back as he comes on the counter-attack with Josh King here.
Yeah, an unbelievable bit of skill by Josh King to open up the move. That ball roll as a first touch, just so effective. At the moment, Neal's just trying to get the ball into the feet of Glenn Murray at the other end and struggling. And the same can be said of Philip Billing when they attack. Just struggling to get the ball into the striker's feet and turn effectively at the moment, despite all of these second-man runs. This is a very, very tactical game of FIFA. It's almost like a game of chess here. And Neal Maupay is looking to open him up to the byline, just looking to reset, pick his passes. Trying to find the feet of Glenn Murray, who's been very dangerous. Chance, and it is a goal, and it is Glenn Murray yet again. 83 minutes on the clock. Neal Maupay, the patience has paid off.
Yeah, what a goal that was, Joe. And what a crucial point in the game as well. 83 minutes on the clock gives Brighton the 3-0 lead against Philip Billing. And as we can expect, when a goal scored this late, we are going to see some tactical changes. Massive goal in the game, Harry, there.
Massive, massive goal. And as we alluded to earlier, it had to be a goal like one of those goals. Neal, how are you feeling right now? You've just scored 5 minutes to go. Yeah, I can see you're making some tweaks. What's the formation going into the last 5 minutes?
I think I'm gonna play a bit more defense. I'm in trouble when he gets the ball, so yeah, I just need to tell my player to come back and stay compact.
Okay, I see. And Philip, do you think you can claw back? It's 7 minutes left on the clock. Do you think you've got it to claw back? Anything can happen, Joe. As he said, anything can happen. We've got 7 minutes left. What a cracker it's been, Joe.
Yeah, brilliant game. Like I was saying earlier, it's a really tactical game. Both players laser focused, so we'll let them crack on with it. Philip Billing has 5 minutes to turn this around, otherwise he will be out of the tournament. Neal Maupay would be going on to face the winner of Josh Franceschi versus Dwight McNeil, a game you can see coming up this afternoon. Neal Maupay is playing brilliantly this game, it has to be said. He's used his possession style effectively, and there's going to be a chance here for Brighton. It's cut back. Glenn Murray, yet again, gets his 4th goal of the game, surely ties it up. Neal Maupay, talk to us about how you're feeling after getting that 4th goal.
I'm pretty confident right now because only 5 minutes to go, but in FIFA, anything can happen, like Philip said, so I will stay focused.
Laser focus then from both players, really. There's going to be a chance here for Philip Billing, but well defended by Brighton. And this game has just seen some incredible FIFA levels. We've seen the passing style around the edge of the box that professional FIFA players are employing. And the same could be said of this one. Neal Maupay living up to his reputation as the best player in the Brighton squad at FIFA 20. And at the moment, with just 1 minute left on the clock, he is going to be going through. And there we go. Full time, Brighton beating Bournemouth 4-2. Neal, let's get your immediate reaction to going through to the next round.
Glenn Murray is the GOAT, mate.
Yeah, he's tall, he's strong, he's got pace. Great finishing on the 85 mode.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean, against Villa, he scored 4 goals out of 6. Today, he scored my 4 goals again.
Yeah, really effective.
And well done, by the way, Philip, because it wasn't like I won 4-2, but like it was a tie game, and like could have been in him as well. So yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah, well game though.
Philip, what are your thoughts about that Glenn Murray player? He's very, very strong, playing under Neal Maupay at the moment.
Oh man, if he can continue like that, then I feel pretty confident too if I can win the. He was. How many did he score? A hat trick.
I think he scored all 4.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 goals, yes.
Yeah, all 4 goals. Yeah.
You need to shoot with this guy, then I'm pretty confident. And like you said, Neal is a very player, man, good defensively and good keeping the ball and attacking. So if I put my money somewhere, I'll probably put them on Neal.
There we have it then. Congratulations to Neal Maupay, goes through to the next round and will face either Dwight McNeil or Josh Franceschi. Stay tuned, Neal, because you'll be able to get a little bit of insight onto who you could potentially face. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure. See you.
Cheers, Philip.
Cheers.
Thanks very much, Neal. What a game, Smithy.
Oh, I think you're dead right. In terms of the tactics that we win, it's one of the games of the tournament, 2 top players. And I think we're really seeing the talent levels go up a notch now that we're into the second round of fixtures. For some players, of course, that was the second game for both players. And it was a very tough one to call. But I felt like over the balance of play, with the possession, with the chances, that Neal did deserve to win that, Harry.
Yeah, 100%. There was nothing really to call when it was up like 2-2, but after that third goal, we could clearly see that there was only going to be one winner. And Neal's an amazing player. You can definitely tell that he's a seasoned FIFA player, and we've seen it. Glenn Murray scoring 8 goals in this competition so far. So definitely the top goal scorer. If we're giving golden boots, then we know who we're going to give it to at the moment. But yeah, that game of chairs actually proven to be very special, Joe.
Yeah, Glenn Murray is just doing bits right now for Neal Maupay, isn't he? We got a little insight in some of his stats. I think it was 91 pace, 87 shooting for Glenn Murray, and he's got 8 goals in the competition already, Smithy.
8 goals, Joe, in 2 games. In his own words, he said Glenn Murray is the GOAT. So I hope Glenn Murray is watching this, because it's been an unbelievable tournament. And he's a player that has been used very effectively by Neal Maupay. And looking at that side of the draw, Joe, it just looks absolutely fascinating. Of course, they'll play the winner of our next match. Still got another match to bring you today. And I can't wait for the next game either.
Yeah, Josh Franceschi, our last celebrity player, he was very stressed in the first game, wasn't he? He looked very nervous. I'm sure he's going to be nervous yet again, pulling on the Arsenal jersey to take on Dwight McNeil. And we haven't spoken about Dwight McNeil, really, since that win against West Ham, but he looked like an effective player. Whoever goes through that game, though, has one of the toughest ties. Neal Maupay, for sure, should be a contender for the title.
Yeah, so let's bring you a roundup of where we are at in the tournament so far. This is day 3, last 16 stage, of course. Wolves 8, Leicester 2 as our first game. Norwich losing 6-2 to Sheffield United. And more importantly than that, the tournament favourite Todd Cantwell's tournament is over after just 1 game. Probably the game of the tournament, or certainly the game of the day so far, in terms of how close and how tough it was for both components. Brighton 4, Bournemouth 2. So big congratulations to Neal Maupay defeating Philip Billing in our last game there. And this is what it means for the draw. So yesterday we saw all of the last 16 matches on the left-hand side, which will result in Liverpool playing Newcastle in the quarter-final and Everton taking on Manchester City. 3 games today, which have meant that our quarterfinals on the right-hand side of the draw will be Wolves, Sheffield United and Brighton against the winner of this fixture, Josh Franceschi, of course, our last remaining celebrity player, representing his beloved Arsenal against Dwight McNeil of Burnley. So, Joe, quickly, before we end today's stream, looking ahead to the next game, who are we calling as favourites? I know we'll come to Harry with the underdog story in a minute, because I know he likes the underdog, but are we putting Dwight McNeil slight favourite in this one, would you say?
I think slight favourite just based on FIFA style. Josh Franceschi, a little bit more sort of run and gun, very attacking. Dwight McNeil, slightly more patient. We saw how effective that was from Neal Maupay in that last game. So I have Dwight as slight favourite, but Josh Franceschi's already caused 1 upset. Why not cause a second?
Harry, go on. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree with Joe. I'm looking for upsets. I wouldn't say the last game was an upset. It was more of a talent thing, but this one should be an upset. Joe, I think when he's stressed, he's a great player. So hopefully he's stressed again in this game. So I'm looking forward to the next game, man.
Yeah, so there we go. Our next game and our final game of the day. It is Arsenal against Burnley, 3:45. We will be back with you. Thanks very much for joining us. Just a reminder, please all stay at home, save lives. We'll be back at 3:45. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.